Okay, welcome back. Sorry about the excitement with the postman, but oh dear, dear, dear. It's what happens these days. It's going to be a fabulous evening. I'm going to be going through that book. All right, remember that today is all about doing these drawings, and we're going to be putting them together with Ralph Steadman's initial blot, and that's going to be really exciting to see the end product where the two drawings come together. So you'll have Ralph Steadman's original blot lines put together with my illustration, and then we'll see how they fit together later on in the final images towards the end of the video. So we got drawing number 2. Again, this is just something about the passion again with Ralph Steadman's drawings. There's something exciting there and something loose about the way he does, and that's what I'm trying to recreate here. I'm trying to take his interpretation of this line and things like that and trying to make them like take the second stage of the illustration as I would imagine he would do. He would get to a point where so much of the illustration is like he will do that initial thing and then he will build on the illustration. So we're going to go to the next stage, and I love this idea now that I've turned the blot upside down, so you'll see a completely different angle from what we've done before, and that's again just trying to open the inspiration. And again, I'm going to put in a couple of indications about where Ralph's sketch is going to be, and that'll give me something to kind of work from, and that's that kind of beautiful curve there with that splash and all the lines coming up to it, which we're going to put together later on. And what I'm going to try and get here is I'm going to try and get something in there with this hair. I'm going to try and build up some scruffy format of a hair on the top, because I've got this idea of some kind of old donkey or old horse, and that's the first thing that comes up there with that shape, and that's just exactly what I want to come across there. And I'm going to try to bring my nib in to kind of carry over some of that weight that we originally put down. And again, bring it back down. It's funny because a lot of the posts these days are done with these kind of delivery drivers, so they kind of bang on the door and then walk off. So you kind of it's the same kind of guy every time, so it's lovely just to see that how much care they take with your packages. They make sure they see you before they kind of go anywhere with it. So now I'm going to try and get a little bit of age with the eyes, and I'm kind of going to switch across there to a fountain pen, and I'm just going to try to get a little bit more of the gentleness with the. I find sometimes with the dip pen I can kind of get a little bit insanely crazy with it, and what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get a little bit bit more of a light, gentle wrinkle across this face, and that's where I'm trying to get here with this old fountain pen. Again, it's just sometimes just breaks up the kind of line work of being sometimes, with my drawings especially, sometimes very, very thick and very, very heavy, and I'm just trying to kind of get a nice kind of gentle old donkey type of feeling to it, and that's what I'm trying to bring across here. And again, my style of eyes is a little bit more kind of cartoony than Ralph would be, for example. But again, part of this is about my style and Ralph's style combination. So I'm kind of excited to see a little bit of how the two styles kind of come together, or don't come together. We don't, you know, at this stage we're kind of testing things out and seeing where we're going with these. What I'll do is what I should really have done was to set up a video of a little bit of a time lapse on here, so that people can kind of follow the drawing in a more kind of a loose fashion. Again, it will look slightly odd from that, because we're going to be adding Ralph's lines later on, but I think for now it'll be fine. So there's that line that I've been bringing in there. Ralph's line will be nice and heavy coming across that, and then we're going to try to bring in a nice old hairy chin for the poor old donkey. Now my kind of daily routine is very much like this. It's very much about waking up and drawing. It's about waking up and starting the day with some passion, and the only way to do it is to, well, I find that the more you plan it out and the more you think about how it's going to be and what it needs to be and what you're trying to achieve and stuff like that, I think sometimes it takes some of the fun away from it. And I think sometimes I like to feel very loose about it. So a lot of times you don't really know what you're going to see or what you're going to actually draw until it's all done and in front of you. And I find that so exhilarating, that you're kind of looking at a blank piece of paper, and then all of a sudden you're throwing down some ink, and then you start to build on it, and you start to think about, well, this is that, and see, here's where Ralph does the spots, and I'm going to try to put in a really old crinkly leg. So each morning I have this lovely, exhilarating feeling that I'm going to draw, but I have no idea what it's going to be until I've done it. Until I've kind of let loose on the ink, and things have been drawn up and things have been created right in front of your eyes, and it's a really beautiful, passionate way of drawing. And sometimes I look back at those drawings and I can see where somebody like Ralph and other artists like that get their excitement about their life and about the way that they draw, and this passion that they come up with, this excitement for every drawing that they do, and what kind of drives them forward to draw constantly. I mean, if you think like with Ralph Steadman, how many drawings has that man done? 1,000? 100,000? 1,000,000? I mean, it seems like he never stops, and that's just amazing. It's just so exciting to think of how passionate Ralph is. I remember a book that he pulled out of 77, and I don't know how many years ago that was, but for a man of that age to have such passion and excitement about what he's doing, I hope I have half that passion when I'm that age. Half of it, and I'll be a happy man. Because, you know, to be an illustrator, or to be an artist, or however you label yourself, and to do it for year after year after year, and to be successful, is an absolute amazing achievement on its own. You know, I mean, especially now with the digital age coming in and stuff like that, it's like, it's so difficult to keep going and to keep excited by it, and keep the even the personal feeling of it, you know. How do you keep that drive for all those years? How? I mean, I wake up some mornings and think, whoa, does anybody care? Does anybody see what I'm doing? And it, you know, and I'm sure he probably does the same thing, but I hope he can see how much he inspires so many young people into this drawing life that he's created, and the excitement that he's brought forward for so many people for so many years, and continues. I mean, the book that just arrived, it's a new book. It's only the last couple of years that this book has actually arrived, you know, and it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So here is drawing number 2. Some lovely old donkey who's having a bit of a walk. He's gone out. And it's all driven by that beautiful line from Ralph Steadman, which is there and there. And then hopefully we'll put my donkey on top, and we'll have a beautiful final image. So that's drawing 2, and that's that's already looking fun. Thank you very much. We'll go on to drawing 3 in 5 more minutes.